Coming up on an April Fool's edition of Sports Paws, the defending national champions, the Quinnipiac Bobcats, are back in the NCAA tournament.
And men's lacrosse is looking to stay undefeated, traveling to the Big Apple, taking on Manhattan before they come back home to take on Mount St. Mary's.
Tennis courts are back on campus. Men's and women's teams debut their season.
All that and more coming up right now on Sports Paws.
Welcome back to another week of Sports Paws. I'm Keenan Mills. Over there is Santino Maione. Tino, this is super exciting.
That it is, Keenan. Our last Sports Paws show, but yet our first Sports Paws show together. And on April Fool's, no less. The men's ice hockey team was back in the NCAA tournament this week and took on the Wisconsin Badgers in the first round. Quinnipiac looking to defend their title as they take on the Wisconsin Badgers in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Early here in the first period, Christophe Tellier to Christophe Filion. The connection that leads to a goal. Filion kicking off the rebound, and he gets it to go in the back of the net. Bobcats up 1-0 early on the Badgers. Into the second period now, 18-14 mark. The turnover for the Bobcats, Quinn Finley capitalizes. Tying it up for the Badgers, 1-1 in the second. Not even 2 minutes later now, Joe Plyachuk taking a shot on goal, misses, gets his own rebound, wrap around the net to put it home. Quinnipiac trails 2-1 now. Momentum wearing a red jersey for the Badgers. Now late in the second period, Jaden Lee, shot from the top point, gives the Bobcats a chance for the putback, and they get it. Victor Treneskian off the rebound, tying it up for the Bobcats. We're going to skip the third period, jump right into overtime. We know what happened the last time we were in overtime. Quillen, game winner, national title against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Bobcats win their first ever national title game. Now the Bobcats, they're back in overtime against the Badgers, and what do we see? A nice up-ice pass, and Treneskian, the benefactor, deke around the goaltender, and he puts it home. 3-2 Bobcats, and that would be the dagger, channeling his inner Connor Bedard with the heartbreaker Selly. Keenan, this would end the game, and the Bobcats win back-to-back NCAA tournament overtime games.
What a move. Just simply disgusting.
A phenomenal shot, and the Bobcats, like I said, win this one 3-2. They move on to play the Boston College Eagles, the #1 team in the country, for a shot at the Frozen Four. Both fan bases showed out to support their teams in the regional semifinals. Q30's Eli Ehlers has more on what the support meant to both sides.
M&T Bank Arena is 112 miles away from the Amica Mutual Pavilion here in Providence, but the Bobcats fans made sure to show out with an attendance of just under 7,000.
I thought it was excellent. I thought it was great tonight. The place was rocking. Good crowd for game one, great crowd for game two. So I was really happy with the attendance today.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good. It's always nice to be placed in somewhere that is close to school. So obviously we had a lot of fans here tonight, which was great, and I hope that it's going to be even better Sunday.
Even though the Wisconsin Badgers were not able to pull out a win today, they still appreciated all the fans that showed out and supported them.
Yeah, I thought the fan support tonight was awesome, especially in the second period. Got some momentum there, you could feel it. Credit to the fans of Providence. I think they did a great job. I know there's some history there with the Badgers, so I want to give thanks to them for coming out and showing support to us. They helped a lot tonight.
The Bobcats will hope to have even more fans on Sunday when they take on the Boston College Eagles in the regional final. Reporting from Providence, Eli Ehlers, Q30 Sports.
Like Tino told you, the Bobcats took down the Badgers and moved on to a rematch with the big, bad Boston College Eagles for a shot at the Frozen Four. Let's roll the tape. Quinnipiac University, Boston College, they faced off in the first game of the season. That one went to overtime. BC won in that, but this is March. Shot at the Frozen Four. BC is getting angry early. We're going to see a breakaway here. Knock, knock. Who's there? Nobody. Vinny Duplessis sends it right back. What a save from him. Hold on. Knock, knock. Nobody. Two straight there from Vinny Duplessis. Oh my goodness, but the BC Eagles aren't done yet. Vinny Duplessis with the pad save there, kicks it away. Shuts it down like their mom in an argument, shuts the door. Vinny Duplessis sends it away.
Nobody's answering.
Oh my goodness gracious. BC at the end. No, Santino, you think you see a goal, but it's waved off for a high stick. This one's going to go into the second period. Scoreless, my goodness. Bobcats now are answering. Early on, Jacob Quillen sends it back. It comes off the stick of Treelor, but Quillen gets with the goal. It's 1-0 Bobcats just 30 measly seconds later. Santino, 30 measly seconds later. The Bobcats aren't done yet. This is Rossinen, sniper, top corner. 2-0 Bobcats. but BC is BC. They're early on in the power play. You're going to see that guy, Ryan Leonard. He's right outside the crease right there. He's a top 10 draft pick. Can't do that. He just taps it in. 2-1,
Great passing on
Quinnipiac
the power
Bobcats. Yeah, BC is not done yet. Boston College, they are number 1 for a reason. Sniper! Duplessis cannot get his glove to it. That's 2-2, but this second period, is not done yet. This is going to be a loosey-goosey puck, and Christoph Fillion puts it in the back of the net. 3-2 Bobcats. 2 minutes left to go in the third. Wraparound. Ryan Leonard scoring. Vinny Duplessis napping. 3-3 at the end of the second period. That was just one period of hockey. Going into the third. Bobcats waking up early. Get on the power play. This is Quillen again. That's his second goal of the game. Grab hit it wide, and Quillen gets his goal. Oh my God, 11 minutes of scary hockey for the Bobcats. Less than 5 minutes to go. BC shuts them down. 4-4. Wow, wouldn't be a Quinnipiac game without overtime. 3 minutes into this one. Duplessis in shambles, can't get the puck, and Jack Malone, the Cornell transfer, wins the game for the Boston College Eagles. No back-to-back for the Bobcats. Boston College is headed to the Frozen Four in Minnesota next week. After an Easter weekend full of college hockey, the Frozen Four has been set for St. Paul. The 4 teams now get a little bit of time off as the semifinal games won't be played until April 11th. Up at the top of the bracket, as you can see, BC moving on after the overtime comeback victory against Quinnipiac. Michigan is back after beating their in-state rival, the Spartans. They had lost to 4 times previously this year. Moving to the other side, another Boston school, the Terriers made their second straight Frozen Four as well. They will face the University of Denver, who beat the ECAC hockey champs Cornell. The winner of those games will face off in the national championship game. We have some breaking news now. A key member of the men's ice hockey program went pro earlier tonight. The Toronto Maple Leafs have officially inked junior forward Jacob Quillen to a 2-year entry-level contract as a college free agent with a value of $875,000 per season beginning in 2024-2025. Quillen was the overtime hero, as we all know, that won Quinnipiac its first national championship, scoring 10 seconds in OT against the Minnesota Golden Gophers last spring. Quillen registered a career-high 46 points this season, potting 17 goals and 29 assists. Quillen will report to the AHL's Toronto Marlies for the remainder of the 2023-24 season on an amateur tryout.
And the news didn't stop there, as a different Bobcat on Rand Pecknold's squad entered the transfer portal today. Senior forward Christoph Fillion announced his intentions to transfer according to the Grad Forks Herald Transfer Portal Tracker. Fillion spent 4 seasons with the Bobcats and was a key member on the second line of the national championship team. Fillion had a career-high 12 goals this season and played in 39 games for the Bobcats. The news comes a day after the team reportedly added graduate transfer Jack Ricketts from Holy Cross. Flipping sports to the first NCAA championship rankings, they are in for the acrobatics and tumbling team. Nobody is shocked to see who's at number 1 in the Baylor Bears. Did somebody say juggernaut, though? Quinnipiac is right behind them in the 2 spot after having a perfect beginning to the season with just 1 match left. Gannon is in the number 3. Quinnipiac will play them this weekend. The Ducks of Oregon and the Cougars of Azusa Pacific finish up the top 5. At 6, 7, and 8, we have Mary Hardin Baylor, Limestone, and Fairmont State. Frostburg State is comfortably sitting at the 9 slot, while Augusta finishes up the top 10. All of those teams are looking to make some noise in the national tournament at the end of April. Men's lacrosse got off to a roaring start this season with an unblemished 7-0 record, and they look to remain the only unbeaten team in the nation as they travel to New York to take on Manhattan. Dylan Donnery got the scoring started 2.5 minutes into the game, which propelled the Bobcats to a 5-2 lead at the end of the first quarter. Kelly Dupree sparked a comeback for the Jaspers, scoring 1 of his 4 goals on the day as Manhattan tied it up at 7 going into the half. The Jaspers pulled away in the third quarter thanks to Kyle Gukla scoring 3 of his 4 goals in the third quarter. Manhattan outscored Quinnipiac 8-5 in the second half, ending the Bobcats' undefeated season. After losing on the road against the Jaspers, Quinnipiac looked to bounce back in their home matchup versus Mount St. Mary's. Bobcats look to rebound off of their loss at home against Mount St. Mary's. As I said, coming off of that loss, they're no longer undefeated. First quarter, Ryan Donnery, he's getting the scoring started in front, takes the shot and scores it. Bobcats lead 1-0 early. Keenan. Now, the Mount St. Mary's, they're not going away. Tied 1-1, coming back down, and deflection gets the goal. Willie McKay gets it in the back of the net. 2-1 Mountaineers lead. Now, 3:54 to go. Tommy Niehaus getting past Mason Oak for another goal. The Mount leads 3-1. They're extending their lead here early in the first quarter. Now, late, time ticking down. Cormac Giblin, he's going to tack on 1 more before the second quarter. It's 4-1 the Mount. Heading into the second now. There's a shot through the 5-hole as Brody Atkinson of the Mount continuing to pack this game on, extending the lead 6-2 over Quinnipiac. Now Donnery trying to mount the comeback for Quinnipiac. Takes it himself and scores it. It's 6-3, second goal of the game for Donnery. Now Trevor Douglas of Quinnipiac keeps the comeback going in the second quarter. It's 7-6. Now Mount St. Mary's leads by 1 with 3 minutes to go in the second. Jumping into the third quarter now. The Mount is rushing, and it's Giblin for his second goal of the game. The Mount tie it up at 8 after being down by 1 in the third. Now, we go back to Quinnipiac's side. Jake Tellers from point-blank range rockets this one through to the back of the net. It's 9-8, another lead change. We're going back and forth here in the third. Atkinson, again here, takes the shot for Mount St. Mary's. We're going to see here, Keenan, and he ties it up 9-9. This is a back-and-forth battle right here.
Like a swing, like an argument, like a good ping-pong match.
Yeah, seriously, fourth quarter now. Ryan Donnery gets his third goal on the day. The Bobcats take a 10-9 lead, another lead change. And then one final shot we're going to see here as the Bobcats are up 12-9, 7.5 to go. Tellers seals this thing. It's 13-9, and the Bobcats would end up bouncing back off their loss, winning 15-10. The Bobcats now sit at 8-1 on the season, getting their third MAC win of the year.
Wow, Tina. Just wow.
I know, Keenan. My hair just looks simply fabulous tonight.
That's not exactly what I was talking about, but you're not wrong.
Thank you.
Coming up on Sports Paws, since April 1st, spring has sprung, and the baseball team had a busy week on the Diamonds. How about that? Look at that. It's a great week to be on the Diamonds.
Yeah, and the women's lacrosse took on the Mount at home. That and much more on the docket next. Don't go anywhere.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back, folks. The baseball team hosted URI on Tuesday afternoon, looking to snap a 7-game losing streak. The Bobcats dominated on the mound in a bullpen day. 8 Bobcat pitchers combined for a 2-hit shutout against the Rams, winning 4-0. C.J. Willis got the scoring started with an RBI single in the first inning, and third baseman Sebastian Mueller had a fantastic day as well, going 3 for 4 at the plate. Jared Zimbardo also chipped in with 2 hits and 5 at-bats. Quinnipiac is now 4-3 at home so far this season. Sebastian Mueller returned to action in a big way after missing over a month with an injury. Q30's Anthony Rossi has more.
Oh, he's a spark plug. Seb's the man. I mean, the energy he brings off the bench, and he's a feared opponent in the box. I mean, I can't name an opponent that wants to see him in that box.
Now with 3 more games under his belt after a long time being out of injury, it doesn't even look like Sebastian Mueller has lost a step. He's averaging .368 on the year with an on-base percentage of 4.55. He has 1 home run after last weekend against Ryder and 4 RBIs on the season. Now the question is, how did he do it?
He's supposed to be one of your workhorses, and he's been, even when he's been injured this whole period, the kid's been still working and trying to find ways to continue to progress so he's game ready, which is the reason why he doesn't look like he's uncomfortable at the plate right now. I mean, he's put in a lot of work on the times and stuff that he's been able to do. and just having him in the lineup, like that consistency and obviously the names, just putting that name in the lineup is a threat for anyone in the league just because of what he's done in the past. So a credit to him for, not letting the injury kind of change him and him continue to push and wanting to be back in the field sooner than later.
I had a hint that maybe if the first game didn't go great, there might be a shot I was going to get ready. So, I watched film the night before just to be ready. And, kind of right between the games, Coach, he's like, be ready to go. Like, it's game time. I was like, okay, let's do it.
For most players on the team, they view Seb as a leader and a role model. But for one player in particular, that being senior pitcher Evan Jasek, his connection with Muller is on a more personal level.
I lived with Seb my sophomore year when I wasn't playing baseball. So, I knew him before as just like, my roommate. So it's been great, like, to build this relationship with him, athletically as well. But Seb's a great guy. I love him. He's the kind of guy that you can call 10, 15 years down the road and when you're in the area and see what's up. So he's a great guy. Great mentor to the younger guys, too. As an infielder, with a powerful bat, that's a guy you look up to.
Now Muller has proved his dominance here at the Quinnipiac baseball field. Now he has to take those talents off to Ludenville as he and the Bobcats will take on the Siena Saints in a 3-game weekend series. Reporting from the Quinnipiac baseball field, I'm Anthony Rossi, Q30 Sports.
After the win over URI, Quinnipiac turned its attention to a 3-game set with Siena. The Bobcats were outslugged in Game 1 on Thursday, falling to the Saints 15-10. The Bobcats led this one early, but Siena jumped all over Quinnipiac's pitching, taking a 12-5 lead going into the 7th. Quinnipiac made it close late as Kyle Garbowski made it a 12-10 game in the 8th on a 2-run single. But Siena tacked on 3 more runs and shut down the Bobcats' bats. Garbowski and DeRosa both drove in 3 runs in the game, and starter Aaron Zenas struck out 5.
The Bobcats then moved on to a doubleheader on Friday, still looking for that first MAC win. But the troubles continued for the Bobcats, and Siena won both games of the doubleheader. The Bobcats lost Game 1 7-6, giving up 4 runs in the 5th inning. Quinnipiac brought it within a run in the 8th, but couldn't do enough for the win. In Game 2, starter Jack Cable got shelled for 4 runs in the 1st, and the Saints never looked back, winning at 10-6. The Bobcats are now 0-6 in conference play. You just saw the Quinnipiac's pitching staff struggles in conference play. Q30's Aaron Epstein has more on some of the Bobcats hurlers.
Over the weekend, the Bobcats got swept by Siena. The pitching staff allowed 32 runs. So let's check out some of Mason Olsch and Skylar Minelski's work on the mound and really break it down. First pitch of the 5th inning, bottom of the 5th, Siena down 4-3 to Quinnipiac, is a line drive base hit. Now we're going to go on to a walk. So it's first and second, nobody out already for Olsch. Here comes a bunt that is popped up, and Olsch makes a nice play on it. So it's first and second, one out. Now we're going to break down pitch by pitch. Pitch number 1, fastball in the dirt, wild pitch. Runners move up to second and third. It is now second and third, 1 out with a 1-0 count. Here comes an off-speed pitch that is fouled away. That is a nice, well located in the zone. Fastball way out of the zone. It is 2-1. Here comes another off-speed pitch that's fouled away. So both fastballs have been way outside the zone. Both off-speed pitches have been in the zone. Here's a third one in the zone, off-speed, that's fouled away. Let's pause it here. So all 3 off-speed pitches have been in the zone, 2 of them fouled away. And all 3 fastballs have been way out of the zone. So what you can see is that he really has command of his off-speed pitch, while his fastball, the command is not there. So he should really start to rely more on the off-speed pitch because he really can't find the fastball right now. So let's play it. And the next pitch is off-speed, just misses, but it's right on the corner, very well located. On to the next batter with bases loaded. Off-speed pitch, he's now just going full off-speed. It just seems like every single pitch is going to go off-speed. Now, the issue here is he's leaving these over the plate. And it's only a matter of time until he stops fouling it off, and the batter's going to line a base hit into the opposite field and drive in 2 runs to deliver Siena the 5-4 lead. Now on to the bottom of the 7th with Skylar Minelski on the mound. The first batter is going to be hit on an 0-2 count, which can never happen. Next batter is going to fly out to left field, so it's going to be 1 out, man on first in the bottom of the 7th. On to the next batter. Here we're going to go pitch by pitch. The fastball is strike number 1. Then you have the off-speed pitch. So he's really got a good mix of both of them going. Fastball misses in, fastball misses out. So he's starting to lose command of the fastball. And there goes the off-speed pitch to get him on the inside corner for the strikeout. There's now 2 outs. On to the next batter. Fastball, well located. And here comes the nasty off-speed pitch. He had him falling. I mean, that's just crazy. the spin, the movement, and it's really working out. And then he comes back with another fastball in the same exact location to get the third out of the inning. After allowing 32 runs over the weekend, the Bobcats pitching staff will look to focus on command and not allowing runners on early in innings as they take on Yale at home on Wednesday. Back to you guys at the desk.
Last Wednesday saw the women's lacrosse team bus over to Poughkeepsie to try and seek their first MAC win of the season. Quinnipiac fell in a heartbreaker to the Red Foxes, 13-12. Maris Maddie Schrader scored the game winner with 3 minutes to go in the fourth, and the Bobcats weren't able to score again. Mia Delman and Kate Bandowski both recorded hat tricks in the loss, and Abby Wise put up 3 assists. On Maris' side, Kelly Trotta had a huge day, scoring 6 goals. Quinnipiac fell to 1-7 with the loss. The Bobcats came back home to take on Mount St. Mary's the day before Easter. Let's see if the Easter Bunny brought them their first conference win. The 1-7 overall Quinnipiac women's lacrosse team looked to turn their disappointing season around with a win against the Mount in Hamden. Starting late in the first quarter, the Mountaineers lead 4-1, but Ella Grace Delman cuts the lead to just a pair. Heading into the second quarter, about halfway through the second quarter, the Mountaineers put the pressure on the Bobcats as Anna Salerno will score and make it 7-4 for the Mountaineers there. In response, on the other side, Mia Delman gets her first of the game. The Bobcats, however, would go into the locker room at halftime, trailing 10-5. Mountaineers in the third quarter continue to build on the lead with this goal from Mackenzie Furlong to bring
Shot around the defender.
Yeah, this was kind of crazy. But the Bobcats battle back, and Mia Delman scores just before the time expires in the third quarter. Are buzzer beaters allowed in lacrosse?
Delman's not. I don't know, but Delman's not letting up.
Momentum continues to build as the Mountaineers outscored, but this is going to be Kate Pandowski to cut the deficit to 3 goals. But this free possession goal from Mackenzie Furlong was the game-winning goal as Mount St. Mary's won the game despite a 3 unanswered goal effort at the end to nearly tie it up. The Bobcats fell just short of the Mountaineers with a final of 16-15. The team focuses now on Manhattan on Wednesday.
It's now time for our second break of the night, but don't go anywhere. We still have a lot to get to.
I am still thinking about your hair tonight. Coming up, we've got some rather big transfer news coming out. The women's hockey team, who could be on the move?
And then for one last time, Keenan and I are giving you an electric top 5 plays. Stay in that seat. We're not done yet. See you in 2.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Drew, spot on this last one. There it is.
Keep going with it. Leo! They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction
And response time, which can be really dangerous.
It's here. It's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My.
Oh.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. Grab your rackets, it's time for some tennis. This week, the Bobcats swept the MAC Weekly Awards. Senior Shah Rassood was named the Men's MAC Player of the Week after recording 2 wins in the Bobcats match at Wesleyan last week. Sood won his singles match in straight sets and claimed a doubles win with teammate Daniel Valek. On the women's side, first year, Anaga Shankar won the Women's MAC Player of the Week. after also winning her singles and doubles matches in the team's match at Marist. This weekend, the men's tennis team hosted Siena on the new courts here on the Mount Carmel campus. Quinnipiac took down the Saints 5-2 behind singles wins from Daniel Valek, Ayato Arakaki, Shah Rassoud, and Carlos Brown-Simo. The team also recorded a sweep in the doubles matches. The win is the Bobcats' third in a row, and the team is now 9-9 on the season with a perfect conference record. They will head to Fairfield for a match on Wednesday.
Women's tennis also welcomed in the Siena Saints to try and stay perfect on the young conference season. The Saints started hot during the doubles matches after they won 2 of 3 to get off to an early lead. However, the script was completely flipped as the singles games began. Here, the Bobcats dominated. Quinnipiac only dropped 1 of the 5 singles matches. 1 match didn't finish, but the rest went to the ones in navy and gold. Quinnipiac stays undefeated in conference play. Their match Tuesday against Fairfield has been postponed, so the Bobcats are currently prepping for a trip to Maryland to seek a 3rd win against Mount St. Mary's. It's the transfer portal era, as we all know, and another Quinnipiac women's hockey player is on the move. Nina Steigoff announced that she will be entering the transfer portal on Thursday. The senior forward has spent 4 seasons playing at the bank, but is moving on for her graduate season. This season saw 32 points come from the stick of Steigoff, which was good for 4th on the Bobcat squad. She also put 16 in the back of the net in this year's campaign, giving her the team's lead in goals. That was also good for top 12 in the ECAC. She played in 132 games, totaling 83 points throughout her time in Hamden.
It was a crazy few days for the Bobcats, Keenan.
I know. I wish there was a zillion plays that we could go over.
Yeah.
But now let's check out the top 5 plays from the NCAA ice hockey tournament.
Yeah, Keenan, starting at number 5, Quinnipiac feeling some pressure from BC here, but Duplessis stood on his head all game long. Look at this save, getting the skate, by the edge of his skate, getting that save. Incredible by Duplessis right there.
That is crazy. Moving to the 4th play, Jacob Quillen. This will be his 2nd goal of the day. He knocks it off BC's Jacob Fowler. Pad for the score. Bobcats get a goal lead.
How did he score from that angle? He's like going behind the net.
I remember like Pythagoras geometry. That's just not possible.
Incredible. Number 3, we got Duplessis again. Beat Wisconsin now. A chance to win it in overtime. Duplessis saves it, and then Pennington knocks it away. Look at this. After the save from Duplessis, gets his pad out. The puck is just sitting there, loosey-goosey, as you said, and Pennington comes into the crease and pushes it away. That saved the game for them.
Genius play. I've seen this play. You've seen this play. We've all seen this play. Victor the Victor sends the Bobcats to an opportunity for the Frozen Four on when they would face off against BC. Look at that celly, Tino.
Yeah, channeling his inner Connor Bedard there with a heartbreaker celly. Trineski in air. Deke gets the goal to go. But, Keenan, come on. Number 1, we know who it is. Duplessis again. Look at this save. Wisconsin puts a shot on net, and again, he sticks his pad out, throws his stick to make the save. Utterly incredible from Duplessis in both those games.
It's bananas. I can't get my leg high off the ground when I'm like trying to, and he's on ice. It's just a ton of work.
The flexibility is incredible.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right, Santino, it's about that time.
Yep, our final goodbyes from Sports Paws. Keenan, take it away.
I walked onto Quinnipiac campus with one thing in mind. I wanted to have a career in sports. I didn't know what this entailed, but naturally I was drawn to Q30. After a very unproductive freshman year, I decided to give it a shot. I was spooked of the media suite, scary faces, people I didn't know. If there's one piece of advice I can give to people trying to do anything, don't be spooked. Get some guts, be yourself, make people smile. Whether that be a stupid joke or a weird take, try it out. No one remembers the routine goal call. Be weird. I have learned so much about myself through long, rainy doubleheaders. I became a man with this organization. I would like to let everyone who let me be me. I'd like to thank everyone who gave the weird, loud kid from New Hampshire a shot. These were 4 years of the Boot Bop beating.
Now, this isn't my final goodbye from Q30, but when I arrived at Quinnipiac in 2020, I didn't know what to expect. In the midst of a pandemic, there was a lot of uncertainty, and despite having a strong passion for sports and being in front of the camera, I didn't know how or where to apply that passion. In my sophomore year, I was introduced to Q30, and everything changed. I learned how to make content that tells an important story, how to improve my skills on air, and pretty much everything it takes to work in a live TV environment. This station has allowed me to express myself and learn invaluable skills that I will take with me into the real world. Thank you to Sports Paws for allowing me to bring all this energy I have bottled up inside of me all the time to their show one final time.
You're going to make me cry, Saint.
Well, Keenan, listen, it looks like that's all the time we have for tonight on Sports Paws.
It's been a blast, Santino. Make sure to stay up to date on all things Q30 Sports content by following at Q30 Sports on X and Instagram. Also check out our website at q30tv.com for all the producers and everyone working so diligently behind the scenes for the final time on Sports Paws. He's Santino Maione. I'm Keenan Mills. Have a great night, Bobcats.